So tell me, how many kgs have you lost?
So total almost 20. Since the last 5 months, it's 8.
Brilliant. And you are a live example of how to lose weight postpartum, isn't it?
Right.
So we're going to deep dive into your journey. But my first section is actually debunking some myths.
Yes.
Let's debunk these, so-called sayings in the industry, researches, publications that we've heard. And this is something which we were discussing earlier on today. And my first question to you, and you can say true, false, agree, do not agree, is that intermittent fasting causes heart attacks.
So I came across this research, and I was really, it was hard for, as a doctor, your first reaction is you try to make sense of it. Okay, what must be the mechanism causing it? Because when you study medicine, you study everything in detail. So basically, you can scan the body inside out, and you know what physiological processes happen. And it wasn't holding true. So in fact, intermittent fasting is a very age-old practice. It's popular from our ancestors. It's not a new fad which was developed recently. And because of that, like in every religion, there's fasting. You name a religion and there's a practice of fasting. That is because intermittent fasting and fasting itself has the power to heal your body. It is anti-aging. It helps you heal your digestive health. It secretes and increases the production of growth hormone, which helps your brain function better. And it also helps you reduce your cholesterols. It protects your heart. So I don't think it's going to cause any heart attacks or any strokes. So I think it's a misconception. And, again, this keeps happening in the medical industry, that there's a research published. And then in a few years, there's another research published which says that, no, this wasn't true, that was true. So it's just a matter of time. But I don't think intermittent fasting is going to give you a heart attack.
And intermittent fasting is self-healing, as you said.
Yes, it is.
Now, like every other woman here, I want to lose weight. And I think carbs are my enemy. Do you agree or disagree?
Carbs are not your enemy. In fact, you need carbs for better hormonal functioning. You need carbs for your thyroid functioning. You need the right amount of carbs, and you need the right carbs. So if you're going to reach out to processed breads and processed foods as your carbs, then it might not help you. Then that is your enemy. But if your carbs are coming from good millets, a naturally, made food which is made at home in your kitchen, like rice and brown rice and even rotis that we eat, then that's a good carb and that's going to help you. So the right amount of carb and the right type of carb is very important.
Brilliant. And so we talked about carbs. Now, another thing which I think makes us fat, do fats make us fat?
No.
Why do you say that?
So,
the name is fat.
In fact, fats make you lose fat.
Okay.
My morning starts with 1 big tablespoon of ghee and coconut oil. I love to put that in my coffee, but you can do without it also.
Right.
And that's how my day starts. And I think that has been the biggest, reason why I have been able to lose weight in a healthy way without losing my hair, with my skin being intact. So I think fats, in fact, help you lose weight because it balances your hormones. And when your hormones are not in place, that's when you start putting on weight.
Right.
So the moment your 4 hormones, the 4 fat-soluble vitamins, that is vitamin A, D, E, and K are in place, then your fat-soluble hormones are in place.
Okay.
And then that makes sure that you're losing the fat and you're not holding on to fat. So it basically enhances and makes sure that your liver is also functioning normally.
So you said fats are good, but fats give us so much more calories, right? So from what I know, carbs give us 4 kilocalories.
Right.
Proteins give us 4 kilocalories.
Yeah.
But fats are like 9 kilocalories.
Yeah.
That's a lot more of calories that I'm consuming if I'm consuming fats.
Yes, but we don't look at the amount of work that our body has to do to burn that. So if we have to burn 4 calories to burn the carbs and about 5 to 6 calories to burn the protein that you're eating, you have to burn almost 9 calories to burn those 9 calories of fat. So your liver, in fact, has to do more work. So when we talk about increasing your metabolism also, that is where the game of macronutrients come in place. So when you're eating higher amount of proteins and you're eating higher amount of fats, your body has to do more work to metabolize that. And because of that, internally, as you're sitting, you're burning more calories. So that is called as resting metabolism. And when you're increasing your resting metabolism, that happens with high protein, high fat diet, and also with weight training. And when you're doing resistance training, that helps you increase your resting metabolism. And that is one of the best ways to be fit in the longer term without constantly being on calorie restricted diets.